How did Rex Salazar, a totally ordinary teenager with the ability to generate fully functional mechanical weapons, go from this?
I'm hearing rumors of a new Providence weapon, and it appears to be a teenager?
To this. We're about to find out. In this episode, we're covering the entire story of the Generator Rex series from start to finish. Let's get into it. Generator Rex is an animated superhero television series that ran on Cartoon Network from April 23rd, 2010 to January 3rd, 2013. Inspired by the comic M. Rex from 1999, the show was developed by Man of Action Entertainment. This is the studio best known for Ben 10, Ultimate Spider-Man, Sonic Prime, and many other comics that would take forever to list. Generator Rex even won 2 Emmys in 2010 for Outstanding Individual Achievement in Animation. 5 years prior to the events of this series, there was a huge explosion on Earth. Some overzealous scientists caused a huge explosion, and now the planet is inhabited by microscopic machines called nanites. Nanites infiltrated all organic life on Earth, attaching to existing DNA structures. When activated, nanites turn living beings into exponentially variegated organisms, or EVOs. EVOs often become monsters that really like to destroy things, so that's where a guy like Rex Salazar comes in. Rex Salazar is a 15-year-old boy who works for Providence, a global military organization that was created in response to the Nanite event. Rex is an EVO himself, but unlike the others, he can control his nanites, using them to build fully functional mechanical weapons. As a bonus, he can also cure other EVOs. Talk about handy. In the Generator Rex pilot, we're going to meet a lot of Rex's friends and enemies, so let's get into that. The first episode of the series is titled The Day That Everything Changed. A giant multi-faced EVO is terrorizing the city and annihilating Providence agents.
In the 5 years since the Nanite event, we have never had an EVO incident of this magnitude. Evacuations are underway, and Providence agents are on the scene.
These guys are going to need more than just machine guns. Rex, who is never the type of guy to take orders, does not wait for the go-ahead signal from Providence, opening the door of the ship to drop into the fight early. Rex is certain he can handle the situation, as he's capable of generating powerful metallic fists and super cool wings, among other things. He gets cocky and is seriously injured, so his handler, Agent 6, has to help him finish the job. Rex subdues the EVO and shuts down its nanites, transforming it into an ordinary old guy. A naked, ordinary old guy.
Handshakes work too, naked man. Serious, stop hugging me.
Will someone get him some pants? The Providence team returns to their aircraft, where Agent 6 criticizes Rex's performance and destruction. Back at base, Rex is frustrated by his lack of freedom, but he doesn't let it stop him from flirting with Dr. Rebecca Holliday, Providence's chief research officer.
Maybe I deserve some sort of reward. Say, dinner? A movie?
Smooth, kid. Dr. Holliday tells Agent 6 that Rex is too stressed out. Wouldn't you be, with this level of pressure? It doesn't help that Rex has no memories of anything before he came to work for Providence, not even his family. Rex goes for a quick joyride with his EVO buddy, Bobo Haha, a talking chimpanzee who also works for Providence. In the city, Rex makes a new friend named Noah Nixon. Agent 6 shows up to bring him back to the base, but they're interrupted by a group of EVOs called the Pack. Rex, Bobo, and Noah are launched into a portal by the Pack and brought to a spooky-looking place called the Abysus, where they meet Kleiss, the Pack's leader. Kleiss tells Rex that Abysus is a haven for EVOs. At Kleiss's castle, he tells Rex that not all EVOs are savages, and promises to tell him more about his family history. He then seizes Rex using roots in the ground.
Call it an experiment.
Well, that's not nice. Van Kleiss tells Rex that he needs a constant supply of fresh nanites to survive, and begins absorbing the ones in Rex. Bobo throws a rock at Van Kleiss, enabling Rex to escape from the castle with Bobo and Noah, but Van Kleiss can control all the nature in this area, as it's all full of nanites. Luckily, at this time, Agent 6 shows up, and with his help, Rex is able to fend off Van Kleiss, for the time being. Back at base, Rex and Bobo are given a new room, this time with a flat-screen TV. It's revealed that White Knight, the leader of Providence, actually hired Rex's new friend Noah, but Rex is loving the new digs.
Seriously though, I may gripe, but what I do, it's awesome. Sometimes I just have to remind them who's boss.
Lights out.
You tell him, bud. Next up, we've got an episode called String Theory. Rex and Agent 6 visit a Mexican village to stop an attack from a giant cactus EVO. Agent 6 makes it clear that their orders are to kill the EVO if it cannot be cured. But Rex is stopped by a young boy, and the boy tells him that the EVO is a priest named Father Jose. Rex burrows underground and cures Jose from there. Still bothered by the fight, Rex asks Noah for advice while they shoot hoops. Rex is awful at basketball, but I guess it's good stress relief. Rex tells Noah that he doesn't want to feel like the bad guy, but he would have been if he killed the priest. Agent 6 brings Rex to Providence HQ to be debriefed on an EVO attack in Manhattan, where there's a zombie-like takeover occurring.
This poor soul is very much alive, conscious of his actions, but unable to control them.
Like Bobo in Vegas. Ka-ching!
Don't you know the house always wins, Bobo? Rex is told that the culprit is Dr. Peter Meacham. He grew an external brain, spider-like legs, and can activate dormant nanites inside of people, placing their bodies under his control. Not their minds, though, which seems almost worse. Meacham has built up an army of over 11 million people in New York City. Meacham activates some of Rex's nanites, and the ones found in Bobo, causing them and Agent 6 to get their butts kicked in battle. After Rex is able to break from Meacham's influence, Meacham says something kind of weird.
Please. She needs me. Take him out.
Punch him hard.
I think I got him.
White Knight, frustrated by the failure of his agents, tells them to fall back, as he'll be deploying a nuclear weapon to annihilate Meacham and his minions. Rex tries to stop them, but he's ignored. Rex calls Noah and sends him to Meacham's house. Noah discovers that Meacham's daughter has been kidnapped by Van Kleiss. Rex promises to save her, so Meacham allows himself to be cured. He deactivates the nuke with seconds to spare, not realizing that 6 had already beat him to it. Rex rescues Sarah and reunites her with her father.
A happy ending, courtesy of me.
You did a great job, my guy. Even 6 thinks so. The next episode is titled Beyond the Sea. After a series of briefings and EVO butt kickings, Rex, Bobo, and Noah take a secret vacation to the resort island of Cabo Luna. During a volleyball game, in which Rex is absolutely dominating, by the way, he meets an apathetic girl named Circe.
I'm Rex.
I'm leaving.
Oh, hey, wait.
Happens to the best of us, bud. After a bit of persistence, Circe grows to like him, and the two start hanging out. Agent 6 and Dr. Holiday figured out that Rex went on spring break and track his location. Rex finds Circe summoning a sea monster with a supersonic scream. They beat up the sea monster together before retreating to the beach, where Rex confesses his feelings.
I've never met anyone like you. Like me. It'd be nice for a change to talk to an Evo who's not, trying to kill me.
And you think she's pretty, Rex? Circe kinda sorta agrees to go on a not date with him later that evening. Circe doesn't show, but Agent 6 does. Seeing how bummed Rex is, 6 doesn't give him a hard time. Rex finds Circe by the beach later when they're approached by members of the pack. Circe is trying to join Van Kleiss and his crew. While 6, Noah, and Bobo take on the pack, Rex and Circe hash things out with the sea monster. Rex tries to convince Circe to join Providence, but she isn't interested. They almost kiss too. Circe leaves with the pack, where Van Kleiss accepts her into their ranks. Agent 6 tells Rex that rejection happens to the best of us, and they go back to HQ. Next up is an episode titled Lockdown. Agent 6, Rex, and Bobo are taking down an EVO in a supermarket, but Rex keeps getting angry at the EVO, causing his powers to shut down. Dr. Holiday is called up to help Rex control his emotions. Meanwhile, 6 and Noah are given a talking to by White Knight, who warns them about the dangers of befriending a weapon, aka Rex. Neither of them likes lying to Rex, but they keep their mouths shut. Later, Rex gives Noah a tour of HQ, showing him the petting zoo, a contained area where the Providence keeps EVOs for studying. Noah even gets to meet Dr. Holiday.
That's Dr. Holiday? The same Dr. Holiday that's supposedly in love with you? Oh, you're delusional.
Everyone's got a dream, Noah. The boys decide to break into a section of the petting zoo called the Hole, and they immediately release a dangerous spider-like EVO that was trapped inside. Dr. Holiday locks down the zoo. As Rex fights off the EVO, Noah lets slip that he works for White Knight. Rex is so upset about being lied to that his powers shut down again. Noah apologizes, but Rex punches him. Just as they reach the exit, Noah is swiped by the spider EVO. Dr. Holiday comes to help, and Rex confesses that he's upset that Noah lied about working for White Knight. Holiday convinces him that the situation isn't Noah's fault, it's White's. Rex's anger subsides, and he regains control of his powers just in time to kick some giant spider you-know-what. As Rex is about to kill the EVO, he's stopped by Holiday, who tells him that the EVO is her incurable younger sister, Beverly. Rex decides to leave Providence for a while, but he forgives his buddy Noah. He doesn't forgive White, though. The next episode is called The Architect. Rex is on the run from Providence when he encounters a group of engineers being attacked by a pack of EVOs.
Jacob! Nope. A hero's work is never done.
Rise and grind, Rex, there's no days off. As thanks, the engineer foreman, Jacob, invites him to their nearby village, which is cloaked by invisibility tech. The whole village is trying to achieve peace between nanites and humans, working under a man they call the Architect. Rex mingles with the villagers, finally feeling like he belongs somewhere. He helps the engineers work on their antenna, which aim to create communication between nanites and humans. Thanks to Rex being filled with controllable nanites, he's able to help the engineers complete their work years ahead of schedule.
You're quite the popular guy.
Amazing what a little gratitude will get you. At Providence, they'd just be yelling at me.
Oh, look, bud, you got a few new friends here. Rex grows suspicious when he realizes that the Architect is the only person allowed in the communications building. He breaks in and discovers that the Architect is an android created by a rogue artificial intelligence program called ZAG-RS. Thanks to Rex's hard work on the antenna, ZAG-RS plans to destroy all nanites and all living things in the process. Rex briefs the villagers on the situation, and they join him in the battle against a bunch of android clones. Rex shuts down the antenna, forcing ZAG-RS to upload elsewhere. Rex heads back to Providence, but he has one condition. He wants to have a dinner with Agent 6, Bobo, and Dr. Holiday every Friday. In the next episode titled Frostbite, Rex is duking it out with a creepy bird EVO in Manhattan when Dr. Holiday warns him that he might be overloaded with nanites, and it may prove critical. As usual, Rex ignores the risk and starts, malfunctioning after he cures the EVO.
Another satisfied customer. Gotta quit trying to hold my hand, Doc. I have this thing down to a science.
Hopefully you got some medicine for that science, Rex. Rex is growing tumors and screaming in pain. Holiday tells him that he's absorbed too many nanites from curing EVOs. They take him to the Providence base in Antarctica, codenamed Paradise, where they will extract and store the excess nanites. While Rex is asleep during the procedure, he has a bad dream. When he wakes up, he finds the base personnel unconscious, and his friends are missing. Outside are Beowulf and Scalamander, two members of the pack. They battle it out, and Rex crushes his enemies with an avalanche. Booyah! Rex goes back to the base and finds out that Chief Technician Weaver has been selling Rex's extracted nanites to Kleiss. Weaver opens the tank filled with Rex's extracted nanites, mutating himself into a gargantuan EVO. Six and Rex duke it out with Weaver, and Rex tries to cure him, but when he does, he accidentally taps into the nanite communication frequency, making him realize that he can communicate with nanites. After Six and Rex defeat Weaver, the gang is transported to a backup Providence base in the desert called Purgatory. Next up is an episode titled Leader of the Pack. Kleiss and the pack decide to take a field trip to the headquarters of the United Nations in New York City. Rex and Providence catch up with them, and they start to fight, but stand down when Agent 6 is told that Kleiss is there to address the UN as the leader of Abysus, and therefore he has a diplomatic immunity. Rex sees Cersei, who has officially joined the pack. Later during a meeting with White Knight, Rex and Dr. Holiday state that they are suspicious of Kleiss Kleiss's intentions. Rex is invited to a reception at the Abysus consulate. White Knight insists that Six and Holiday attend in his place. But we know that Rex isn't a big fan of being told what to do, so he locked Six in a room, stole a suit, and meets Holiday at the party, saying that he wants some answers from Cersei. Six, obviously, is not trapped for long and sneaks to the party with Bobo. Rex tracks down Cersei, but she knocks him out with a metal statue. Rex wakes up in a prison cell with Bobo, who is also captured. They break out and go into an underground tunnel where Breach and Cersei are using giant worm EVOs to transport nanite-infused soil to the surface in New York. This would allow Van Kleiss to take over the entire city. Van Kleiss wraps his roots around the UN building, and he and Rex start to finally hash things out. After getting buried underground, Rex has the idea to punch through a wall. This floods the tunnels, pushing the soil into the East River and diluting Van Kleiss's power. Before Rex can finish the job, though, Van Kleiss drops the bomb that he knows the identity of his parents. Rex hesitates, letting his nemesis get away. In the next episode titled Breach, Rex wakes up in a super creepy classroom with no recollection of how he got there. He uses his earpiece to get in touch with Dr. Holiday, who tells Rex that he and Bobo were attacked by Breach, a member of the pack who can rip open portals to transport others. Luckily, Providence has Breach in custody. Rex follows the sound of a scream and saves a young girl from being attacked by an EVO. He cures the EVO, returning her to human form, but then Breach teleports the woman away. What's worse, the little girl isn't laughing at any of Rex's jokes.
Hey! Just like summer camp, huh?
You know, maybe now is not the time to workshop your Type 5, Rex. Rex sees a lost cat poster and finds out that he's in Greenville, Ohio. He tries to drive away with the little girl, but ends up flying off a cliff at the edge of town. Holiday tells Rex that Breach transported the town into another dimension a few years back, using Greenville as her personal dollhouse, and Rex as her newest doll.
Okay, can we at least say action figure?
I'm done playing games.
Fine. Her newest action figure. Rex begins wrecking Breach's dollhouse, but the little girl shapeshifts into a slug-like EVO. Rex tries to cure her to no avail. While they fight, the town is destroyed, upsetting Breach. The town was a cure for Breach's loneliness. Wrought with grief, she explodes. After he wins the fight, Rex has a newfound appreciation for what he has, especially his friends. The next episode is titled Dark Passage. Wealthy people around the world are being sent mysterious packages that mutate the recipients into EVOs. White Knight sends his team to Gabriel Rylander, a nanite scientist based out of the Amazon. There's a possibility that Providence could use Rylander's research to reverse engineer a permanent cure for all EVOs. After hearing that Rylander used to have a son, Rex thinks that the scientist could be his father. Team Rex and Team Van Kleiss arrive at the base at the same time, and a battle ensues. White Knight tells the team to bomb the building to prevent Van Kleiss from accessing it, but Rex heads inside to find Rylander.
Rex? Is that you?
You know my name.
You know, I bet Rex really needed that hug. Rylander tells Rex that while he knew his family, he is not his father. Rylander tells Rex that he was mortally wounded as a child, so his family injected him with nanites, saving his life. Seeing Van Kleiss, Rylander quickly injects Rex with a substance containing a single giant nanite. Van Kleiss and Rex battle. Rylander pushes Van Kleiss into the reactor, landing himself there as well. And while they are vaporized, Six tracks down Rex and gets them out of there. As the Providence task force flies off, they see a mushroom cloud explosion. Holiday offers Rex her sympathy for the event, but he tells her it wasn't all in vain. After all, Rylander told Rex that he has a brother who is alive. This episode, titled The Forgotten, begins with a team of Providence soldiers, led by Captain Callan, transporting an important data rod when they crash land in the Bug Jar. The Bug Jar is what's left of Kiev, Ukraine. After the nanite event, a magnetic field brought a ton of nanites into the city, turning nearly all living things there into EVOs. In response, the UN placed the city under a protective force field.
So their genius solution was to cut them off from the rest of the world? Harsh.
Gotta agree with Rex on this one. Rex, Six, and Bobo are sent to retrieve the data rod and any survivors of the Providence crew. Rex heads into the bug jar, duking it out with a pack of EVOs before finding the data rod hanging from a post, but no survivors. Six and Bobo are hovering over the dome when they're attacked by EVOs and crash land. Six, Bobo, and Rex take on the swarm, which is led by a faceless EVO called No Face. They meet up with a few Providence soldiers who tell them that No Face is forcing Captain Calan to repair the ship using his powers of telepathy. No Face and Rex continue to fight, leading to a rooftop battle. That's so awesome! Rex uses Holiday's sample collector to get No Face to let him go. He escapes the bug jar with his friends, leaving the EVOs behind. Back at Providence, they return the data rod to White Knight. Rex asks Holiday on another date, but she turns him down. Probably because she's like 28. It isn't personal, buddy. Next up, we've got an episode called Operation Wingman. Rex is trying to capture a rabbit EVO that's causing a lot of trouble for Providence. Rex tries, and fails, and tries, and fails, and tries again, and fails again, to capture and cure the EVO, but it keeps escaping before he can finish the job. Rex gets a call from his buddy Noah, who is having a problem of his own. It's prom night. Noah asked a super cool girl named Claire to the prom, and to Noah's surprise, she said yes. He volunteers Rex as a date for Claire's friend Annie, but Rex turns down the gig. At first.
You'd rather hide from a bunny than go on a date with a girl.
Noah's got a point, Rex. Rex has been wondering why this cute girl wasn't able to get a date to the prom. Turns out she's the clumsiest person alive, accidentally locking Rex in the limo and sending it careening off a cliff. Apparently, all of the guys that Annie has dated before have ended up in the hospital, or worse. Bobo swings by to pick up the teenagers in a Providence tank. The girls are pretty impressed. Later that night, the rabbit EVO catches up with Rex, crashing his party. They get into a pretty intense fight, demolishing a construction site in the process. Just save some energy for the dance floor, Rex. The EVO is trapped under the rubble, and Rex escapes, except the bunny rabbit wasn't dead. They get into a tank bike rabbit chase when Annie makes herself useful by pressing random buttons, firing missiles at the EVO. Together, Annie and Rex take down the EVO, and the four make it to prom, right as everybody's getting kicked out for the evening. But the girls had a great night, so all's well that ends well. Rex tells Noah that Annie won't be getting a second date though.
Yeah, she's cute, but I barely survived the first date. Second date, I would definitely die.
Gotta play it safe, Rex. The next episode is called Rabble. Six and Rex are in Hong Kong tracking down a group of 3 EVO criminals that engaged in a bank heist. During the chase, one of the EVOs named Tuck recognizes Rex. Apparently, they used to be friends before Rex lost his memory. Rex convinces Providence and White Knight to let him go undercover to figure out who the EVO trio is working for. Rex runs into his friends who confirm his identity with the voice-activated nano ink.
Voice-activated nano ink. You came up with it.
We had a problem with a shapeshifter once.
Holy crap, that's cool. Tuck, Squid, and Cricket take Rex back to their hideout, where they prove their friendship by showing a picture of them together. Rex used to be their leader. Now they're being forced to work for a crime leader named Quarry. Rex provokes Quarry by ratting out his car theft to the cops. Quarry blows up their hideout in retaliation. Quarry then tells Rex that he was the one who sold out his friends to Quarry, and that they feel betrayed. Rex thinks about taking down Quarry and his old friends, but has a change of heart when he sees their picture again. Rex breaks into Quarry's base and takes out the mob boss and his lieutenants with the help of his old friends. Back at Providence, Rex tells White Knight that Tuck, Squid, and Cricket escaped.
They got away. But I don't think they're going to be a problem anymore.
Always good to have your friends' backs. Next up is an episode called The Hunter. Rex and Six are fighting a bug-like EVO in a nice suburb. Just as Rex is about to cure the EVO, it's killed by a mysterious man named Hunter Cain, who claims that EVOs are an incurable plague that should be destroyed, Rex included. Hunter is a vigilante that's built up a sizable following. He's been taking down all sorts of EVOs on his own. He has a lot of influence over the public and is turning them against Providence. Later, Rex and Noah are playing basketball and they're approached by some locals who insult Rex. And let's just say things get a little out of hand.
I said, back off! gosh!
It was an accident. Hunter and his gang show up, and Rex trashes their bus, terrifying everybody, so he flees. Rex stops by Hunter's favorite diner to try and reason with him. It doesn't go too well, and now Rex wants to quit his job entirely. But soon, Providence receives an alert. Phantom-like EVOs are rampaging on the docks. Hunter arrives with his private militia to help. Six and Rex follow soon after. Mid-fight, Hunter attacks Rex. They battle it out on live television. Hunter's going for the kill. Hunter tells Rex that he's been cloning EVOs to prove Providence's incompetence to the public. Furious, Rex finishes the battle but shows Hunter mercy. Hunter is arrested, and with him gone, Rex and Hunter's army finish off the EVOs.
If people want to hate me, I can't stop them. But it's not going to stop me from doing my job. You want to know why? Because I'm awesome.
Rex got some good press from all of this and is able to clean up his reputation, at least a little. This episode is titled Gravity. Dr. Holiday is leading a team of Providence scientists aboard a space station as they attempt to work on a cure for EVOs. Unfortunately, their program is causing the nanites to self-destruct. ZAG-RS takes over the controls to gain access to the nanite research. And since ZAG-RS's goal is to destroy all nanites on Earth, she's probably going to butt heads with the Providence team. Holiday shuts down the space station's computer system to trap ZAG-RS on board. One of the scientists uses an escape pod to leave the ship, but apparently he can't drive. He blasts through one of the ship's solar panels, causing the space station to fall apart. Rex bravely offers to rescue Holiday and the remaining scientists using the space elevator.
It's only for cargo. The G-forces alone would kill a person.
Hello? Have we met? Not exactly a normal person here.
Well argued, Rex. Rex blasts off into space and is just barely able to use his metal smack hands to stop the elevator. He meets a friendly-seeming drone named Salvatore, and together, they stabilize the station so they can send an escape pod back to Earth. Except one little thing. ZAG-RS downloaded herself into Salvatore, and she tries to escape with the nanite research herself. Rex tries to stop ZAG-RS, but he struggles during the fight because she can control his nanites. Holiday throws her nanite research at ZAG-RS, and the three manage to get away in the escape pod, crashing into the ocean.
This is not over.
Oh, it is for now.
It's over for you until you can pick up a Wi-Fi signal, Zag. This next episode is called What Lies Beneath. Rex gets a pretty unexpected phone call from his crush/enemy, Cersei, who tells him there's a problem in Abysus. Rex and Bobo, who were already planning to sneak out, try to steal a shuttle to fly to Abysus, but Six catches them in the act.
And you didn't tell me? Why?
'Cause you would've used words like unauthorized and no.
He's in love, Six. Don't be such a buzzkill. Six agrees to help, but he and Holiday have to come. Bobo, meanwhile, will distract White Knight. When they get to Abysus, the whole area is like leaking black goo? Yuck. Holiday says they're highly unstable nanites. A giant gooey EVO appears, and they start to battle. Members of the pack, including Cersei, help them win the battle, but before Rex can cure the EVO, it dissolves into goo. Beowulf tells the group that after Kleiss was vaporized a few episodes back, Abysus has destabilized. They need Rex's help to rebuild a machine and reincarnate Kleiss to stop it. Rex and Six are suspicious, but Holiday convinces them that not helping them could put the whole world in danger. Rex follows Holiday's instructions, but the building around them begins to collapse. With all of his friends in grave danger, Rex revives Kleiss, who restabilizes Abysus. Kleiss is super ungrateful and refuses to save Cersei or Rex's friends unless he promises to join the dark side. Rex agrees and they shake hands. Sensing something different in Kleiss's nanites, Rex realizes he's able to cure Kleiss, rendering him totally helpless. Kleiss insists that he'll find a way to restore his powers before escaping with the pack. Cersei stays behind for a moment to thank Rex for saving her life. Rex invites her to Providence again, but she declines.
Kleiss and the pack are my family. They took me in when nobody else would. I can't abandon them.
So that's it.
Love is the real battle, Rex. The next episode is titled The Swarm, which begins with the EVOs swarming a small village in China. These gross bug EVOs can eat metal and just about anything else. Team Providence dukes it out with the EVOs. Holiday swoops in with the jet, pushing the EVOs back and pulling 6, Rex, and Bobo out of the fight. She also has the jet scoop up an EVO corpse for examination. Holiday dissects the insect and is able to determine that the swarm will attack the city of Beijing next. Seeing that the swarm is burrowed underground, White Knight wants to eliminate them all with the bleach protocol. In other words, by nuking the heck out of them. Holiday thinks this will make it way worse, so she sends Rex down to the nest to very quietly distract the EVO's pheromones. It's not as easy as it sounds. The EVOs chase Rex through the forest, and he crashes into a river before passing out. He wakes up in Holiday's lab, totally naked. She was hoping to salvage some EVO pheromone from his clothing. Talk about embarrassing. White Knight has Providence nuke the swarm, but the explosion causes them to rapidly multiply. Holiday's like, "I told you so," and White Knight sends his troops to the Great Wall of China to fight. But the swarm overwhelms them, breaking down portions of the wall. Holiday flies in with gallons of pheromone. She flies through the storm, but her jet is overwhelmed. She self-ejects, and Rex saves her by shooting them with the pheromone. The EVOs begin eating each other, and Beijing is saved. And Rex's undies get a guest spot on TV.
Our sources say they gave Providence scientists the scent they needed to turn those bugs against themselves.
Why is my underwear on TV?
A star is born. In the next episode titled Basic, Rex and Noah have a bet to see who can last longer in Providence's basic training program, where the exercises are grueling and the punishments are severe. During a trainee mission, they are tasked with crash landing a plane. Instinctually, Rex saves everyone, but the goal of the mission was to safely land the plane, so they have to redo it. Rex and his teammate can lose some recruit points in the process, and after a few more missions, she loses her first place position in the class rankings. Can is furious with Rex for jeopardizing her future over a bet. Later, the students are locked in a section of the camp called The Cage to fight captive EVOs. Ken tries to sabotage Rex's exam, but she accidentally releases the EVOs instead. The cadets fight the EVOs with Ken while Rex takes on the big guy.
I don't know if you remember me, but we've actually met before. Okay, you remember.
Could you tell by the way it wants to kill you, Rex? The Providence cadets and Rex take down the EVOs. Ken is about to fess up when Rex takes the blame for the incident. Both he and Noah have had their fill of basic training and decide to leave the program. But now they appreciate their soldier friends a heck of a lot more. The next episode is titled Plague. A virus has taken over North America, and it's making all the humans super sleepy. Dr. Holiday, never one to take days off, is keeping herself awake with small electric shocks to study the patients. But she won't be able to do that for very long without causing serious brain damage. EVOs are immune to the virus, meaning that Rex is a lone soldier fighting this battle alone. White Knight tells Holiday and Rex that they have 60 hours to find patient 0 and a cure, or the humans will begin to die from dehydration. Holiday and Rex are both exhausted, but that doesn't save them from getting lectured by their boss.
Just give me a moment. I can find the...
Doc! That's great. You couldn't stay awake an hour or two more?
Rude, but hey, Rex got a hug from Holiday. Rex is duking it out with some EVOs downtown while searching for patient 0. White Knight joins him in the metallic robot flesh. They find the source of the virus in a hospital, but Rex is unable to cure him. White Knight wants to kill the patient, but ends up in a really awesome looking battle with Rex instead. White Knight reveals that he's the last living being that is nanite free since he lives in a sterile office. While they fight, the virus infecting patient 0 mutates and grows, smashing through city buildings. Rex enters the EVO's mouth to cure it from the inside, while White Knight holds it off. I know we're all on the same side, but it does feel good to see White Knight getting smacked around. Rex cures the virus, and the humans wake up. Another successful day to be a superhero. Next up is an episode titled Promises, promises. It's Rex's birthday, or rather, the anniversary of when Rex joined Providence, since he doesn't have any memories and all. Six and Holiday reflect on how he joined several years back. When Six and White Knight were early in their Providence career, they would capture and vaporize EVOs to study their nanites. Holiday, then a research assistant, tells Six that she believes EVOs could be cured instead of contained and killed. Later in Mexico, Providence is fighting a giant metallic EVO when Six determines that it's actually just a little kid. It's Rex. Six brings Rex back to base, but White Knight orders him to be dissected.
I thought he was sedated.
He is. It's his nanites. They're protecting
Even while unconscious, Rex hates being told what to do. Six and White Knight get into a fight over whether to murder Rex or let him live. Their battle causes a machine malfunction. White Knight tries to sacrifice himself, but Rex shuts down the machine with ease.
Impossible? Psh, right.
Way to steal his thunder, Rex. The machine removed all of White Knight's nanites, and he's made head of Providence. Rex's curing capabilities help drastically increase Providence's funding, and he's allowed to stay. Back in the present, Six gifts Rex a tanto inscribed with the Bushido symbol of loyalty. Pretty awesome birthday present if you ask me. Next up is an episode titled Badlands. Rex, Bobo, and Noah are in a Providence convoy, transporting toilet paper. Well, the other truck has a case of unstable nanites, so it's not just toilet paper. Gatlock, the leader of a group of anarchists, attacks the convoy and breaks into the trucks. Gatlock steals a truck only to find a bunch of toilet paper, meaning that, unbeknownst to Rex, he has the actual nanites. Rex and his friends run into Gatlock, and they brawl it out before escaping on an ATV. Soon, Rex and Gatlock are duking it out on the Providence truck.
You should have taken the deal. You couldn't afford me.
Unless he pays in toilet paper. Rex redirects the truck, sending it off a cliff into a canyon. Gatlock is promptly arrested, and Six tells Rex that the nanites were never going to blow up, but he's happy they didn't let the bad guys get them. The season 1 finale is titled Payback. Rex and Noah have a rock, paper, scissors battle over who gets to fly the Keep, Providence's largest aerial vehicle. Fair's fair, Noah. The Keep is attacked by Van Kleiss in the pack. Providence tries to stop them, but Rex is captured. Van Kleiss drains the nanites from Rex, making him powerless, and the nanites have the opposite effect on Van Kleiss, giving him the ability to create more nanites and EVOs. Dr. Holiday examines Rex and finds out that there's one large nanite still in Rex's bloodstream. It's the Omega-1 nanite that Rylander injected him with a few episodes back. Rex and his buddies head to the Purgatory base to fill him with deactivated nanites, giving him cool new powers. Rex and Six take down a bunch of EVOs and deactivate the bombs that Breach installed across the base. But Van Kleiss escapes. Rex isn't the type of guy to give up, so he returns to base to cure some soldiers and is determined to defeat Van Kleiss next time. The first episode of Season 2 is titled Rampage. Providence HQ is still under construction, so Rex is crashing at Noah's house and annoying the crap out of him in the process. Rex gets called to fight an EVO at the docks. After curing him, Rex and his friends spot Van Kleiss and the pack trying to steal a power core. The fighting continues. Man, those new powers are pretty cool. Van Kleiss gets a hold of Noah and turns him into a giant, dog-like EVO before teleporting away. Rex and the gang chase after him through a few buildings, some city blocks, and the subway. Noah helps Rex beat up Van Kleiss. Rex's powers recharge, and he's able to cure Noah. Except, turns out, this was all just a distraction. While everyone's in the subway, Breach steals the power core and escapes with Van Kleiss. Back at HQ, Rex tries to master his new powers. Next up is an episode titled Wasteland, which begins with an EVO attacking a nuclear-powered research ship.
We're breaking up! We route all power to the hull! Ah! It's working, Captain!
Oh, but that's just Rex playing in the bathtub. Six tells him that they need to go recover the nuclear rods from the submarine in order to prevent a huge explosion. Holiday sends them to the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a huge plot of trash in the ocean that's twice the size of Texas, And unfortunately, it exists in real life too. Rex and Six are attacked by sea monsters, crashing their sub. Soon, they discovered an underwater city made out of EVO coral called Aquina. Aquina is led by an EVO named Surge, who is suspicious of humans. Rex manages to talk them out of a fight, and Surge explains that he's been working with other EVOs to turn the nearby trash into coral to build the city. But soon, the ship sinks into the abyss. Rex dives after it.
You're going to have to work fast, Rex. We don't know how much pressure you can take.
Come on, Six. You know I do my best work under pressure.
He tells his best jokes under pressure. Both Surge and Rex can survive the immense pressure at the bottom of the ocean and manage to save the nuclear rods. Rex and Six promise to not tell anyone else about the existence of Aquina. The next episode is called The Lost Weekend. Rex and Bobo hear about a huge party in the middle of the Sonoran Desert and plan to sneak out to attend, but White Knight was already planning on sending them. The entertainment is all EVOs, and Rex needs to go make a threat assessment. With new agent Kenwin Jones.
And thank you for your trust in me, sir. I promise to do my part to make our team as focused, efficient, and methodical as possible.
Is it too late to get Six instead?
Ah, come on, relax, Rex. It'll be fun. At the party, Rex and Kenwin quickly discover they have vastly different investigation styles. They run into Rex's old friend Squid, who tells Rex that the EVOs have been receiving death threats. Soon Rex and Kenwin find Squid going berserk and putting partygoers in danger. Rex thinks someone might be drugging the EVOs. The party starts to die down, but not wanting the perpetrator to escape, Rex does his own entertaining. Sure, Rex, you wanted to stay at the party to keep investigating. Eventually, Rex and Kenwin track down the perpetrators, a human named Mouse and an EVO named Amp. Mouse doesn't believe that EVOs and humans should mix, which is kind of hypocritical under the circumstances. They plan to sabotage the party, citing the destruction as evidence for their cause. Amp is immune to Rex's powers, but Kenwin takes him down with ease. Before Amp can cause a catastrophic explosion, Squid contains it in his ink. Back at HQ, Kenwin and Rex make their report to White Knight. Kenwin lies and says that Rex followed all the rules by the book, and the two agree to work together more. Now we've got an episode titled Alliance. Rex is on an undercover mission to the Bug Jar to repair the force field. If he fails, all of the EVOs inside could escape. While there, Rex and Bobo see Kleiss and the pack and follow them through the city. Kleiss is recruiting No-Face, and Rex quickly gets spotted by Werewolf.
Hey, easy on the stealth suit, which apparently isn't so stealthy.
I hope you still have the receipt, my guy. After a quick fight, Rex scoops up Cersei in an attempt to convince her that Kleiss might not be all that he's cracked up to be. She's not convinced and knocks Rex out to deliver him to her boss. The pack brings Rex to No-Face, who plans to kill him with Kleiss's permission. Cersei is horrified, Rex and No-Face duke it out, and Rex manages to escape. But now the force field is failing, and the EVOs are fleeing the city. Cersei, finally convinced that Kleiss is a bad guy, lures the EVOs back to the Bug Jar with her sonic scream. Beowulf helps them defeat the stampeding EVOs, and Rex fixes the force field before blasting off with Bobo and Cersei. Cersei isn't too sure about Providence still, but Rex tells her to join his old friends in Hong Kong before driving off.
Crisis averted, world saved, villains vanquished.
Girl not got again.
No need to be mean about it, Bobo. This next episode is titled Robo Bobo. Rex is trying to subdue another giant rabbit EVO when he is helped by Bobo. But Bobo is acting nice and non-violent and helpful even? Rex is suspicious and thinks something is going on. Holiday tells Rex that Bobo used to entertain sick children, so she isn't all that concerned. Six isn't worried about it either, so Rex decides to set a trap for him, quickly finding out that he's a fake Bobo robot. After a quick fight, the real Bobo has a message for Rex.
Careful with the merchandise, you hairless ape. You'll muck up my mainframe.
Bobo? Are you okay? Where are you? Were you kidnapped?
Right now, I'm ticked off.
Bobo would install a butt camera. Bobo replaced himself with a robot to go on a mini vacation, something he's been doing for years. Rex, missing his prank buddy, tries to reprogram the robot to act more normal, but the plan backfires. Now, Robo Bobo thinks that bad things are good and good things are bad. It releases the rabbit EVO and her many babies, as well as the other monsters in the petting zoo. Whoops. The real Bobo shows up and fights his Robo double while Rex fights the big rabbit. Six and Holiday round up the babies with the help of the Providence squad. Bobo is annoyed to have an interruption in his personal time, and we find out he was catching up with an old friend from his charity days.
I was at a family reunion.
Right. Like I'd believe that. Fine. Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Aw, is it so hard to believe that Bobo has a soft side, Rex? This next episode is called Divide by 6. Rex is sneaking out to get a hamburger and play some arcade games when he sees a mysterious figure in an alley. Rex follows and winds up in a fight with 4 strangers who take him down and kidnap him, and 6 is with them. Rex wakes up on a stolen Providence jet and demands to know what's going on. 6 tells him that the reason his name is 6 because he's the 6th most dangerous person in the world. Hence the name of the others, which are 5, Ivy, Trey, and Dose. They're on the way to an island to cure their mentor, 1, who is the most dangerous person alive, and he's been turned into an EVO. The gang and Rex head to the center of a volcano and meet 1. Rex tries to cure him, but fails. 1 breaks from his chains, making the base fall into the lava. They chase after 1 and begin to battle.
I don't want him hurt.
That's entirely up to him.
Yeah, I don't know if 1's gonna make it out unscathed, 6. The others restrain 1, and Rex tries to cure him again, but he fails again. The others want to kill 1, but Rex and 6 want to find an alternative, leading to a fight. Rex and 6 win the battle, and Rex tries to cure 1 yet again. Man, this kid is nothing but persistent. But 1 takes over Rex's mind and begins talking to 6 and his other pupils, saying how proud he is. The EVO dissolves, and vegetation is restored to the area.
He's still 1. He's just 1 with everything.
Next is an episode titled Mixed Signals, which begins with Rex fighting a starfish-like EVO when his powers start malfunctioning, causing him to build unidentifiable machines. Rex splits the EVO in 2, doubling their problem, so Rex is sent back to HQ. Rex builds the machine there, which captures him in a force field.
Target acquired.
And that's why you always read the instructions. While this is happening, a mysterious man infiltrates HQ. He approaches Rex and the machine and turns it off. The man introduces himself as Cesar Salazar, Rex's long-lost older brother. Holiday and the others from Providence are suspicious, but Rex is convinced upon hearing about his parents and a story about one of his old scars. Wanting more answers, Rex leaves with Cesar. Cesar tells that he's been trying to find the Omega-1 nanite in Rex's DNA and wants to talk to Rylander about him. Rex tells him that Rylander is dead. Cesar worked as a nanite scientist with their parents and explains that before the nanite event, he was able to escape in his research pod. For the last 5 years, he's been moving in space at such a speed that slowed down time, so for him it's only been 15 minutes. Providence quickly tracks down Cesar and Rex in the Arctic, and they make a hasty escape, crash landing in Abysus. Then Kleiss and the EVOs swarm their ship, but Providence gets them just in time.
It seems an old friend has returned. Caesar.
Gotta say, I think Van Kleiss and I have a different definition of the word friend. 6 brings Rex back to the city to fight the starfish EVOs, and now there's hundreds of them. Cesar injects one of them with a nanite solution, forcing it to turn back into 1 EVO, which Providence quickly handles. Cesar is welcomed into the Providence team, as he's easily the most experienced nanite scientist in the world. Rex is glad to have met his brother, but feels conflicted, as the man is still a stranger. The next episode is called Outpost. A terrorist group called the Green Fist have been attacking Providence's bases and releasing their contained EVOs. And White Knight is worried that they're selling the EVOs to Van Kleiss. He sends Rex and Bobo to South America to investigate.
Bobo and I are ready to roll.
Dynamic duo! When the guys get to South America, Rex can tell that the locals are not huge fans of Providence. They meet the local Providence head, Oso Martello, who shows them their captured EVOs before taking them to a bar that only serves rice milk. A lady named Valentina challenges Rex to a rice milk drinking contest. Rex isn't much of a fan to begin with, but wait till you hear where it comes from.
It's made from rice that's passed through the digestive system of a monkey.
This impolite reaction ends up getting them kicked out of the bar. Later that night, Rex sets up a trap for the Green Fist, using Bobo as bait to draw them into the kennel. Their plan succeeds, but their leader, who turns out was Valentina, releases the EVOs during their battle. A wolf-like EVO sprays its venom, infecting Rex and 2 members of the Green Fist. Bobo and Oso interrogate Valentina, who tells them that she isn't selling the EVOs, but releasing them into the world, which is the natural order of things. Rex talks to Holiday, who tells him that his nanites are slowing the effects of the toxin, but it is deadly and will eventually kill them if she can't make an antidote. Rex and Valentina team up to capture the EVO and gather a sample to make an antidote, only to discover that it's not an EVO. It's the legendary Chupacabra. Rex lets the mythical creature go, and Valentina. Next up, we've got an episode called Haunted. Rex and Noah have a second double date with Claire and Annie, their former prom dates.
Trust me, Noah, it's primal. Scare Claire and she'll grab the nearest guy for protection. And that would be you.
Rex swears he knows what he's doing, but at the scary part, both girls cling to Rex. Rex asks his big brother for help, and Salazar helps him build a haunted house in an abandoned hotel, using powerful magnets and freezers so they can go on a third double date, and get a redo of Rex's super great plan.
It's going to work out, trust me, I know what I'm doing. I've heard that before.
And eventually he does pull it off, getting Noah on the couch with both girls, but the couch is lifted into the air and shredded by what appears to be a ghost. Rex gets thrown around a bit, and he can sense the EVO's nanites. He tries to tell Noah, but he thinks it's just a part of Caesar's setup. The girls piece together what's going on, and they're not exactly thrilled about the boys' plan. The teenagers figure out how to use the super magnet to pull the EVO's molecules together so Rex can fight it. Annie accidentally freezes the floor, getting Claire and Noah trapped in the elevator, but she's eventually able to freeze the EVO, giving Rex the opportunity to turn it back into a black kitty cat. Noah gets points for being sweet to Claire when they're both stuck in the elevator. Attaboy. Noah would have got a kiss if Caesar hadn't shown up. The girls start hanging all over him to learn about the science behind the haunted house. The next episode is titled Moonlight. Rex is on his way to Coney Island to fight off an attack from a massive EVO coming in from the Atlantic Ocean. He captures and cures it, flattered to see a crowd forming, but the crowd isn't there for him.
Those guys are the heroes for bagging a goldfish?
These guys who call themselves the EVO guys are Rombauer and Lansky. They dropped out of Providence basic training and started a business. In other words, from Rex's perspective, these guys are doing way easier work and are actually getting paid for it with real money. Six tells Rex to leave them alone, but Rex ignores him. Shocker, am I right? Rex helps them take down a frog EVO, and the trio goes out for a lunch/business meeting pitch.
You're Providence's #1 guy, and what do you have to show for it? What's the limit on your credit card? How much you got in your bank account?
Hard to say, since I don't have any of those things.
Oh!
Rombauer and Lansky give him their whole spiel, promising women, money, and sandwiches. Rex starts working for them all over the neighborhood, but Rex quickly starts overshadowing their brand image. Rombauer and Lansky bite off a little more than they can chew and end up almost getting eaten by a crab EVO, which Rex quickly handles, just a puppy dog. The frog EVO is there too, but the EVO guys are tired of Rex cramping their style, aka stealing their thunder, so they ditch him in the subway. Rex chases after the frog and they duke it out. The frog releases a nasty fungus goo that crystallizes when exposed to light, and it's been spraying it all over the city. The EVO guys have a change of heart and come back for Rex. Lansky shines his flashlight on the EVO, trapping it in the crystal. Providence takes away the EVO, and Rex offers to get them back on the squad. But they've had their fill of non-goldfish EVOs, it seems. This next episode is titled Without a Paddle. Noah invites Rex to be his partner in the high school table tennis tournament, which is a huge deal at his school. With Rex's EVO powers, the duo starts dominating the sport and become quite popular. Oh, look at that, someone shy. Their main competition is a pair of EVO twins at the rival high school, who they end up going up against in the championship tournament. Their coach starts manipulating Rex's powers to prevent Rex from using them properly, and Rex and Noah are getting their butts whooped. The ref lets Rex balance things out with his own EVO powers, but the twins coach begins pushing them even harder. They're on some kind of steroids or something. The twins grow 4 additional arms, and things get really out of hand really fast. Rex begins fighting with the twins on the roof, and even in the sky. When they crash back into the gymnasium, the ping pong ball is smashed into pieces and the ref can't make a call. The twins begin attacking their coach, who is also their dad, and Rex reverts them into their regular 2-armed form. The twins build up the courage to tell their dad that they want to quit table tennis. Their real passion is playing the piano. Their father is super supportive about this too, which is nice, I guess. When Rex gets back to Providence HQ, he tells Dr. Holiday that he enjoyed his 1 week in school. Disappointed in the 98% he got on his test, she tells him that he's going to be doing a lot more tutoring. The next episode is titled Written in Sand. Rex is sent to a sandstorm in the middle of the desert where a massive nanite event has taken place. Strangely, this place has no nanites at all. When he gets to the eye of the storm, sure enough, Van Kleiss is there with the pack. As usual, they need to fight it out, but Rex and Van Kleiss soon get sucked into a sinkhole. As they search and fight underground, Rex and Van Kleiss realize that their nanites are somehow being drained from their bodies. They have no choice but to have a temporary truce to investigate the source of the nanite-free zone.
Truce over! Okay. This is awkward.
Like, no choice. Rex looked into other options. They both began dissolving into sand. Van Kleiss tells him that since they're both about to die, Rex can ask him anything he wants about his past. He refuses, saying he can just talk to Caesar. Van Kleiss tells him that Caesar cannot be trusted, as he was responsible for the nanite event. Rex loses his temper, triggering a defensive mechanism. They fight the sand monsters and realize the entire area is a computer system. They find the remains of the Salvatore drone, and Rex realizes that Zag-RS is behind all of this. Van Kleiss also tells Rex that his brother is the creator of Zag-RS. Van Kleiss and Rex take on the AI program together. The sandstorm stops after Zag-RS is defeated, but Van Kleiss has already disappeared. Back on the keep, Caesar tells Rex that he did design Zag-RS, but he is surprised to find out that it's become a nanite slayer. In regard to him causing the nanite event, well, they try to ask Zag-RS, but her memory has been wiped. Next, we've got an episode titled Night Falls. Caesar and Rex travel to a village in Mexico to visit their honorary abuela, whom they used to visit as kids. When they got to her place, she's welcoming, but very against letting them inside. The next morning, she makes them breakfast and insists that she was just caught off guard. Rex is stopped by an old friend, Frederico.
Huh? What's up?
It's me, Federico.
I guess handshake muscle memory trumps amnesia? I don't know. Anywho, Abuela is stopped by the village mayor, Esteban, who is trying to force her to leave, but she ignores Rex and Caesar's questions. The bell rings in the middle of supper, and everyone goes to bed at 6:30. The guys are even locked in their room. When trying to leave later that night, Rex gets into a fight with what appears to be a wolf EVO. Just as he's about to cure it, the sun rises and it transforms into Frederico. Abuela has been working around the clock to manage the town's werewolf/EVO problem. The mayor tells Abuela that the townsfolk are tired tired of dealing with the EVO rampages, but she insists they're just boys. Caesar analyzes Frederico's blood and finds that their DNA is having an unstable reaction to the nanites, causing them to turn into EVOs, but only at night. The town is visited by vigilante Hunter Cain just as Frederico begins to transform. Rex scoops up his friend and returns to Abuela to make a plan.
The mayor wasn't kidding. He sent an Evo hunter who likes to shoot first and skip the questions. We'll need every man, woman, and werewolf.
Hunter goes rogue, and the two sides duke it out. Meanwhile, Caesar figures out how to cure the townsfolk while they're werewolf EVOs. But instead of curing them, it allows them to control their powers. Together they run Hunter out of town, and the mayor joins the EVOs at dinner. The next episode is titled Hard Target. Rex is driving way over the speed limit to deliver some takeout to the Providence agents, but he's attacked by Breach. Rex chases her through a portal and winds up in Hong Kong. He now believes that Kleiss and Breach are after Cersei.
Rex, you dropped off the grid. What's your L&L?
Intersection of Hong and Kong.
You do realize there are closer places for takeout.
0 stars, no tip, Rex. Rex breaks into his old friend's hideout, and he's really bummed out to see that Cersei and Squid seem to be dating. Breach, meanwhile, is breaking Quarry out of prison, but Quarry double-crosses her and escapes through a portal before Rex can even follow. Quarry steals a molecular destabilizer, and Breach steals Cersei from the gang's hideout. Rex and Quarry battle, but Quarry has a huge advantage with the destabilizer, which shuts off Rex's powers. Luckily, Rex's Omega-1 nanite activates, allowing him to fight back.
Nope! Nice try! Denied! Rejected!
Is Rex talking about the battle or his relationship with Cersei? Okay, I'm sorry, that was mean. I'm just teasing. Rex, having won the battle, makes Breach an offer. Lets Cersei go, and he won't tell Kleiss about her secret agreement with Quarry. She agrees, and Breach takes Quarry to meet her boss. At the end of the episode, Rex tries to give Squid and Cersei his blessing, but they laugh. They're just friends. Next is an episode titled A Family Holiday. A scientist named Dr. Brandon Moses has allegedly developed a cure for incurable EVOs, something that greatly interests Dr. Holiday, who has been working hard to cure her little sister.
Happy birthday, little sister.
Geez, Beverly, a no thank you would have sufficed. Holiday sends Beverly to Dr. Moses in hopes of curing her, but Rex and Agent 6 are suspicious of Dr. Moses and decide to break into his lab. They find out that his cure was all smoke and mirrors. Moses' real plan was to weaponize incurable EVOs and sell them on the black market. 6, Rex, and Holiday meet up with 5, tells them where Moses' auction is, and they crash into Moses' party, and Holiday has a blunt message for him.
Do you know what you just cost me? All for one hopeless wreck?
Her name is Beverly.
You tell him, Doc. Moses enhances Beverly's EVO powers before confessing that he could use his machine to cure EVOs. This way was just easier and profitable. 6, Holiday, and Rex work together to trap Beverly in the machine and are able to cure her, but 6 almost dies in the process. Humbled by his self-sacrifice, Rex tells 6 that he's honored to be his partner. Rex also agrees that Holiday is too old for him, opting to hang out with the teenage Beverly instead, and 6 finally asks Dr. Holiday, Rebecca, out on a date. The next episode is titled Exposed. Providence HQ gets a visit from the Ultimate Exposure press team. Rex is super stoked, wanting to impress them and go on TV. Agent 6 is much less enthused.
So, Agent 6, how did you become a Providence agent?
That's also highly sensitive.
Amazing story, though, about how I became a Providence agent. See, there was this big accident.
Don't think they're listening, Rex. During the press tour, Rex keeps trying to show off, wanting to look like a hero for the cameras. So he and Bobo devise a plan to let out a bunch of EVOs so he can save the day. He quickly gets press attention, but lets one of the EVOs escape. It absorbs electricity from around the building, growing larger and larger and larger until it creates a giant hole in HQ. Rex and Bobo take on the now giant EVO and defeat it with 6's help. Rex cures it, and the whole thing was caught on camera. When they see the TV spot later, Rex bummed that 6 got more airtime, but tickled by the attention 6 is getting.
He's known throughout Providence as
the heart of the operation.
He's the organization's best-kept secret, the ultimate agent.
That's showbiz, baby. The next episode is titled Grounded. Providence is in the Amazon when Rex defies White Knight's orders to chase down an EVO. He captures the EVO, but buried Providence agents in a landslide in the process. As a result of this disaster, Six and the rest of the agents are going on a special training mission without Rex, who has to stay behind and clean HQ. Noah suggests that he throws a raging party and promises to invite guests.
About that?
What took you so long, freak? Let's get this party started!
Looks like Noah could only convince a handful of skater jerks to come. Rex tries to entertain the others without alerting the all-seeing White Knight, but while they were messing around, they accidentally unpetrify an EVO, who shuts off the base's power. It ends up capturing one of the skaters before turning back into stone, and Rex figures out that it used to work with Van Kleiss. White Knight comes down in his nanite-proof suit to help Rex track the EVO. With the help of the skaters and their EVO blasters, Rex is able to pin it down and convince it to work for Providence while they look for a cure.
What's it going to be? Oh, man.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Next up is an episode titled 6-6. Caesar is trying to use a machine to restore Rex's memories, but things don't go according to plan. Agent 6 intervenes to save Rex, which wipes all of 6's memories from the last 6 years. He reverts back into a cold, ruthless mercenary.
Nobody gets their hands on my head, no matter how pretty those hands are.
His flirting game is way better, though. Caesar is researching a cure for 6 while he and Rex continue their work. 6 isn't too happy to be paired up with a teenager, though. Unfortunately, the old 6 doesn't care about destroying city blocks or killing EVOs without mercy. White Knight tells Rex to keep an eye on 6. Rex follows his former mentor to the country of Jagistan. 6, Trey, and 5 have been hired to shut down the EVO powering the country, but they spot Rex following them, and a fight breaks out.
If you're the most dangerous on the planet, why does it take 3 of you to take out a teenager and complete a contract job?
For real, isn't this embarrassing, you guys? 6 bests Rex in a battle and is about to stab him. Rex tells his mentor that he trusts his judgment, even the judgment of his old ruthless self. 6 moves in, but Rex doesn't flinch. 6 stops the blade just millimeters from Rex's chest. 6, humbled by the trust placed in him, draws a truce with Rex, saying he wants to meet the version of himself that Rex trusts so much. Caesar puts 6 in the machine, but Rex smashes it when he sees it could kill him. The gang starts filling in 6 on the stuff he missed, knowing that rebuilding his memory would be a process. The Season 2 finale is titled Lions and Lambs. Rex, 6, and Providence are fighting with Breach when she brings in a T-Rex. Rex tries to cure it, but it's an actual T-Rex, not an EVO. Apparently, Breach has time-traveling powers now. Rex travels to Abysus, where Van Kleiss is experimenting on Breach with a mechanical harness. Rex tries to convince her to join Providence, but the pack shows up, and they have to make a hasty escape. Breach and Rex teleport all over and have a heart-to-heart.
I'm not supposed to like you, but I do.
We're teenagers. At least assuming you are. Doing what we're not supposed to is part of the job.
Yeah, Breach, live a little. They're interrupted by Van Kleiss yet again, and he shuts down her teleportation powers. White Knight shows up and zaps Breach, who crashes out at everyone. White Knight, Van Kleiss, Breach, Rex 6, and the Providence agents all have an epic battle. Rex realizes he can activate Breach's powers, enabling her to send Van Kleiss through a time portal. Breach can't turn off her harness, but she thanks Rex for his help. Rex is transported to a desert and is picked up by Providence. Back at HQ, Caesar tells his little brother that it's actually been 6 months since that battle. His friends have left Providence, which is now led by a woman named Black Knight. Season 3 starts with an episode titled Back in Black, beginning right where the Season 2 finale left off. Rex is disoriented from his journey across space and time and winds up running through the petting zoo. But something is up there too. All the EVOs have collars and are being nice?
You can go ahead and... Eat me now, please!
Yeah, it's cuter when a dog does it. Caesar and Black Knight tell Rex that during his absence, they needed to come up with alternatives. The collars are helping the EVOs stay calm. After the incident with Breach, White Knight was asked to step down. Six and Holiday took a leave of absence to search for Rex, and currently, no one can get in touch with them. Black Knight is very trusting of Rex, but he's still suspicious. While on a mission to take down a worm EVO in the subway, Rex realizes he can't handle the situation however he wants without anyone to boss him around.
What's this strange feeling that's come upon me? Could it be... responsibility?
Growing up sucks, Rex. What can I say? Rex fails to cure the EVO, so Providence agents zap it with a laser to make it do as it's told before it can be taken to HQ to be collared. Rex confronts Caesar, who defends his work. Rex tries to destroy the equipment, but Caesar and Black Knight turn the brainwashing machine against him. Rex breaks free, and a chase/battle ensues. Eventually, he's taken down and tranquilized by a pair of Providence agents. Rex wakes up in a makeshift base inside a dam. It's a new EVO containment organization started by Six, Holiday, White Knight, and Bobo in response to the corrupt changes at Providence. Looks like the gang is back together again. Next, we've got an episode titled Crash and Burn. Rex is blowing off steam on his motorbike when a biker gang shoots a rocket at him. Rex catches up to the biker, who apologizes, mistaking Rex for one of his team. One of the bikers crashes, and Rex thinks he's an EVO. He tries to cure the biker, but it's unsuccessful, so he brings him back to the plant, which is the name of the rogue base founded by Holiday and Six. They determine that the bikers are probably juicing themselves up with nanites to the point where it's hurting them. Rex tracks down the biker gang and engages in a street race, but stops when one of the bikers is hurt by nanite poisoning. The nanite juicing is probably killing them. The gang takes Rex to the supplier, a biker named Valve. Rex challenges Valve to race for the remaining supply of nanites.
Let the race begin.
Oh, did Valve mention he was part bike? Rex and Valve head to his private track to race. Six tells Rex that he needs to use multiple builds during the race, something Rex didn't think was possible. He pulls it off, destroying Valve's bike with his weapon arsenal.
Double up! Where have you been all my life?
Someone's wishing they thought of this 2 seasons ago. Rex wins the race and the nanites. Holiday detoxifies the bikers, and they decide to have one last race against Rex. Next up, we have a 2-episode crossover titled Ben 10 Generator Rex Heroes United. It opens with a portal appearing in the middle of Manhattan, dropping 16-year-old Ben Tennyson into Rex's reality as Humongosaur. Rex thinks he's an EVO, and an awesome fight ensues.
What did you just do to me?
Not sure, but I like it.
Rex is super surprised to see that Ben can change forms and keeps trying to cure him. And Ben gets a little defensive before realizing he's not on his home planet anymore. Meanwhile, a giant mechanical monster that also came in through the portal battles Six, causing a huge explosion and landing Six in a coma, and Rex blames Ben for this. Back at base, they've captured Ben, until Ben and Rex get into an argument, and Ben escapes. Rex chases after him, but stops his pursuit upon hearing about how much Ben wants to get back home. Reluctantly, they agree to help each other until Caesar arrives. He tells them that the entity that escaped the portal is named Alpha, a prototype nanite AI that Caesar programmed to try to enable nanites to control themselves. Alpha can assimilate into other living creatures and is impressed by Rex's ability, but Ben scares him off.
You control nanites, yet you are human. How is this possible? Tell me the secret.
Guess the secret is gonna have to wait for now. Caesar tells Ben and Rex that when Alpha became self-aware, he sent it to a parallel dimension where it wouldn't hurt anyone. Ben tells them that he sent Alpha to the Null Void, a prison for alien criminals, where it was able to bring Ben into the Generator Rex universe. Realizing they're on the same team, Ben and Rex shoot hoops and become friends. Alpha begins taking control of EVOs in the bug jar, absorbing their powers and becoming massive and terrifying. White Knight, Ben, and Rex duke it out with Alpha, but Alpha breaks Ben's watch and tries to absorb the Omega-1 nanite from Rex.
Do something! Anything! Do something! calling it names!
At least he tried. Alpha absorbed Ben's powers, enabling him to shapeshift. Alpha absorbs the Omega-1 nanite from Rex, and it wants to destroy the world. Ben uses his watch to absorb himself into Rex, enabling them to battle Alpha as a single entity. It's pretty awesome. Together with Caesar, they destroy Alpha and get Rex's Omega-1 nanite back. Caesar opens a portal to send Ben back to his universe, and Agent 6 is all better.
I'm glad you're alive!
Me too.
I was so scared, 6.
Me 3. The next episode is called Phantom of the Soap Opera. Noah gets himself a gig at a TV studio, where Rex's favorite telenovela is filmed. Rex tries to befriend the actors, and Noah really wants him to chill. Rex decides to use Noah's uniform to sneak onto set, getting himself some very positive attention.
You're here!
Perks of showbiz. Wanting to impress the ladies, Rex continues to take over Noah's job. Working as a page on the telenovela set, soon he figures out that they have a problem with a mongoose EVO, which is causing a ton of accidents on set. Rex chases the EVO around, destroying the set and getting himself in trouble, but they think he's Noah since Rex swiped his uniform. Rex chases the EVO around while trying to perform various page duties.
There's a building where some TV shows are made, and there's another one, and oh great, here's the giant killer Evo.
Hey Rex, be sure to add multitasking as a skill on your resume. Eventually, Rex is able to capture and cure the EVO, but since Rex was wearing Noah's uniform, Noah gets all of the credit. Next up is an episode titled Riddle of the Sphinx. Dr. Holiday is in Egypt researching hieroglyphs that seem to depict nanites. Her guide sets off a booby trap, getting them stuck inside the tomb. After not hearing from Holiday for a few weeks, Rex, Bobo, and Six go looking for her. They quickly run into Black Knight, who has no interest in a team-up. Rex and his friends head into the tomb and they quickly find Holiday. Rex is able to open a door that she's been investigating for days. Black Knight was trailing them and was disappointed to find out that the tomb was full of, well, dead bodies.
Garen Set is not dead.
Oh, oops. That one is definitely not dead. The mummy is an EVO named Garun Set. They immediately begin fighting. Garun Set has a nanite disruptor staff, which he uses to bring other undead EVOs to life. Rex chases the mummy, managing to escape the tomb. Rex taunts him a little until Garun Set uses his staff to animate the Great Sphinx, which is actually a tomb for a two-headed EVO. Garun Set begins rebuilding his kingdom in Cairo, using his staff to summon pyramids from the ground.
As Father promised, I will rule forever.
Famous last words. Rex flies in to fight both EVOs, but Garun Set's tech is too ancient to function, and it all crumbles into dust. Rex tries to reason with the mummy, saying they could help him get fixed up, but Garun Set says his father warned him not to trust Black Knight. Soon, he perishes. Holiday tells Black Knight she needs to study what was in the tomb, but Black Knight blows the whole thing up. Later we see that Black Knight snagged a section of the hieroglyphs from the tomb, revealing Garun Set's father to be Van Kleiss. The next episode is titled Double Vision. It's an ordinary day of EVO fighting, capturing, and curing for Rex, until a girl steals his goggles. Not very nice. Black Knight shows up to take care of the EVOs since Rex is, well, distracted.
Take it from where? I've already got this under control.
Sure doesn't look like it, bud. Providence pulls the EVO their way. Six and Rex pull it into their way, and it rips in half, releasing spores everywhere. The spores turn other living things into more EVOs, and Holiday tells them that they have a pandemic on their hands. In just 38 hours, the whole world will be infected. But Rex is still super worried about his goggles. While he and Six try to contain the pandemic, he spots the girl who has them. Six wants to know why they're so important, and Rex recalls a series of incidents where EVOs gooed him in the face. So that's fair, he chases her down, but she won't stop. Holiday and Six get Rex back on track. The spores have entered the sewer system.
If those sprouts chow down on that much raw nourishment, we are in some deep...
horse manure.
The EVO is taking over the city and spraying spores everywhere, but Rex is still after his goggles, which he notes are one of a kind. Six gave them to him as a gift. Bobo uses a Providence cannon to blast himself into the center of the plant EVO to cure it. Rex is covered in sewage and now has to go around the city curing everyone from the spores. Long day. He's finally able to stop the girl who has his goggles, and there's 4 of her. Turns out she works for a delivery service and the goggles are a part of the uniform. Six and Holiday get Rex a brand new pair of goggles, and these ones have different vision modes. This next episode is titled Guy vs. Guy. Rex wakes up to a pie in the face, courtesy of Noah. Never the one to be outdone, Rex declares a prank war. Noah is really good at pranking though, and Rex keeps getting pied and punched. Rex confides in Bobo that he just wants to beat Noah at something.
He's smarter than me, he's more popular than me. You know that I've never made a basket when I played hoops against him?
But I bet that Noah can't turn his arms into a jetpack. Rex asks Bobo for help and he agrees. Noah has a date with Claire coming up, the perfect time to strike. Bobo leads Rex in a plan to do a really bad job pranking Noah in order to lure him into a false sense of security before broadcasting an embarrassing photo of him on a billboard. Just as Bobo turns on his embarrassing photo device, Rex gets a call from Holiday who says she's missing some equipment. Bobo stole some very dangerous material and Rex realizes they're about to accidentally nuke the entire city. Rex can't shut it down. Rex approaches Noah for help and then fills in Holiday. She tells him it's too late. Rex and Bobo run off in a panic, and the whole thing was captured on camera and shown on every billboard. Noah called Holiday and worked with her to prank Bobo and Rex. Bobo is impressed. Rex isn't too happy, but he does manage to prank Bobo at the end of the episode. Next is an episode titled Black and White. White Knight tells his team that Providence is trying to restart the Nanite project with the help of Caesar. Rex, Six, and Holiday stage an elaborate break-in to Providence HQ, but they're quickly apprehended by Captain Callan and his soldiers. Callan is still loyal to White Knight and creates a distraction, allowing Dr. Holiday to get access to the Providence mainframe. Six heads off to take down the encryption towers, and Rex makes a pit stop to talk to his brother, who's trying to bring Rylander back to life. Rex tells Caesar what he knows.
That Black Knight is restarting the Nanite program. Don't you think that's messed up?
On the contrary, I'm in charge of it.
Rex is horrified because the last time they almost destroyed the world. Caesar comes clean, saying he purposely caused the Nanite event in an attempt to save the world. Before they can discuss too much, a pair of EVOs crash into the lab. Black Knight and White Knight, meanwhile, are battling out their differences. She tries to steal a powerful Nanite container from him, but confesses that she'd be willing to betray her bosses to gain power for herself, and White Knight gets the confession recorded. Rex defeats the EVO hounds, purposefully destroying a lot of his brother's work in the process. With Bobo's help, Rex breaks out of HQ, leaving his brother behind. White Knight tells Rex that what he has is a Meta Nanite. If Providence's bosses, the Consortium, were to get their hands on it, they'd have a godlike power. Rex realizes that Caesar was trying to keep the Meta Nanites away from the Consortium, as they want to use the Nanites to live forever and rule the world. White Knight tells his team that Black Knight will be coming for the Meta Nanites eventually, but they decide to stick with him. The next episode is titled Dead Zone. Noah and Rex, coming back from a road trip to the British Rock Festival, which, unbeknownst to them, was not a music festival but a geology convention, they spot Providence agents picking up a nerdy-looking guy named Feekins. But Feekins isn't just any guy. He's an EVO who acts like a nanite dead zone, disabling Rex's powers. Rex almost gets captured, but manages to drag Feekins back to the car with Noah.
So what's drive? Yeah!
So much more fun than a rock convention. Noah drives the car off a cliff and into the river to avoid Providence, and they manage to escape. Rex, Noah, and Feekins arrive at a hotel and call Dr. Holiday. She agrees to meet up with them in the next state to pick them up. They steal some disguises from a department store to sneak onto an airplane, but Providence is already there.
Wait!
So Noah dressed up like a girl for nothing? The trio sneaks onto a train, then a truck, where Rex is able to lure in some Providence agents and take them down. Finally, they're able to reunite with Holiday in her mobile lab, where she helps them escape with the lab's cloaking tech. Holiday agrees to have Fekins protected from Providence, but Black Knight is furious, now determined to be more aggressive with Rex. Next up is an episode titled Assault on Abysus. Providence has captured Rex's friends in Hong Kong. Cersei is barely able to escape and turns to Rex for help. White Knight pulls Cersei in for a meeting. He wants her to track down the Meta Nanites in Abysus and retrieve it since she knows the area well.
Thanks, Bannock. We're trying to keep a low profile.
Oh yeah, this would have sucked for Rex to do alone. Rex and Cersei are quickly apprehended by Beowulf, who has taken over in Van Kleiss's absence. Beowulf agrees to hear them out, but he wants to fight about it first. Rex wins with ease, and Beowulf tells him that the Meta Nanite is underneath the castle, but they're interrupted by an attack from Providence and Black Knight. Providence uses Caesar's mind control to turn EVOs in the pack against their own people. Rex and Cersei manage to slip away into the tunnels. Seeing that Cersei is worried about her friends fighting above ground, Rex assures her that he'll be okay if she leaves him. In a lab with the nameplate of Dr. Salazar, Rex begins to remember small bits of his childhood with his father, even finding a picture. Searching the lab further, a computer identifies Rex, allowing him to take the Meta Nanite. Providence attacks, and Cersei and Beowulf swoop in to help. The trio defeats the agents and manages to escape, but Black Knight captures the entire castle, lifting it off the ground with the keep, capturing all of the EVOs inside. Beowulf holds on to the remaining Providence agents, allowing Cersei and Rex to make a run for it. Rex is furious with himself for being unable to save the pack.
I want you to know, all this was never about me just using you.
It looks like Cersei forgives him though. Cersei pushes Rex off the castle, sacrificing herself to save him and the Meta Nanite. Our next episode is titled Remote Control. Rex is dodging Providence agents in Hong Kong, but the agents quickly catch up with his friends Tuck, Squid, and Cricket. After a quick fight, they get captured and collared, but Quarry shows up and kidnaps the gang for himself.
What did you do with my friends?
We didn't do anything. Quarry's got them.
I mean, besides putting them in brainwashing collars. Quarry has been capturing collared EVOs and forcing them to work for him. Rex hears from a street kid that Quarry is paying people to play video games and wants to hear more. I mean, presumably to track down his friends, but that also doesn't sound like a bad gig. Rex heads to the arcade, finding his friends, but they attack. Rex is able to break Cricket's collar and fly her to safety. Cricket and Rex find Quarry's hideout and see a bunch of EVOs under his control, including Tuck and Squid. A short fight ensues and Rex gets collared. Quarry orders him to attack Cricket.
Rex, I command you to stop.
Yeah, Rex isn't really the type to take orders. After ripping off his own collar, Rex frees his friends and they duke it out with Quarry. Quarry tells him that the kids playing video games are actually controlling the EVOs, and Rex jets off to stop them. Quarry and Rex fight their way through the arcade. Rex wins and shuts the arcade down for good. The next episode is titled A Brief History of Time. We finally catch up with Van Kleiss, who has been transported 4,000 years back in time to the Old Kingdom of Egypt, which is how he was able to create Garen Set. He's been building a machine to return to his time, but lands himself in the Roman Empire instead. The soldiers capture him and bring him to the arena to fight.
Put on a good show, little man, and I promise to make your end a painless one.
Indeed.
Uh-oh. Van Kleiss takes down the first soldier, and then the second, and third, and fourth. He even turns a lion into an EVO, impressing the Emperor, who now believes him to be a god. The Emperor gives Van Kleiss some space to work, and he creates another time machine and escapes once again. Back in the present day, Rex and Bobo are searching around the ruins of the Hall of Records to find clues about where Van Kleiss is, while staying hidden from Providence agents, of course. There's pictures of Van Kleiss all over the room, ruins, which makes sense given how those gladiator fights turned out. Holiday pieces together that Van Kleiss must have been sent back in time, which is confirmed by the presence of his nanites in the tomb. Holiday determines that Van Kleiss's time machine must have been rebuilt in Paris. Rex and Bobo make it to Paris, where they are joined in their search by Holiday. Caesar and Providence are close behind. They find the time machine only to find out that it wasn't a time machine at all, but a chamber that preserved Van Kleiss's consciousness for thousands of years, while he was aware of every second. So he was locked in a box by himself? Sounds boring as hell. Rex opens the chamber, and they're shocked to see Van Kleiss.
No way!
The beard looks good on you, my guy. Van Kleiss has gone insane from solitary confinement and starts freaking out, saying that an entity has been chasing him for thousands of years. The so-called entity appears, and turns out it was just Breach, who has been pulled along in the journey with Van Kleiss as a result of the machine he attached to her. Van Kleiss is captured by Providence, and Rex isn't too happy about this, but Caesar assures him that he and Black Knight are doing good work. The next episode is titled Mind Games. Providence is chasing Cersei, but she's scooped up by Rex. Wow, talk about a knight in shining armor. They escape by the skin of their teeth, and Cersei agrees to stay at the plant to hide. White Knight calls the team in for a meeting, where he instructs his team to get Peter Meacham from his safe house, nicknamed Pandora's Box, before Providence does. Six doesn't want Cersei to come with them because she's not an official member of the team, but White Knight thinks that she could prove useful. Rex, Cersei, and Six arrive at Pandora's Box, immediately taking down a bunch of Providence agents.
Relax, Six. I could take these guys in my sleep, especially with help from... Huh? Cersei?
Oh, or maybe not taking them down. You got too cocky, Rex. Cersei seems to have disappeared, but the others manage to escape with Meacham, who vows to never join the new corrupt Providence. And yet, in the next scene, Meacham is touring the petting zoo with Caesar and Black Knight. Black Knight leaves to take a call, also seemingly from Meacham. Okay, so something shady is going on here. Turns out the Meacham with Rex and his team is actually an EVO who transforms into Six. The fake Six is super mean to Holiday and Rex. Rex sees Dr. Holiday enter the men's room and leave as Dr. Meacham and figures out what's going on. The fake Meacham transforms into a shape-shifting EVO named Scarecrow, who has been sent by Black Knight to get information on the Meta Nanites. Scarecrow taunts Rex, Six, and Holiday while they chase him around the base. Rex catches up with Scarecrow and they fight out their differences before he's able to capture the EVO. Dr. Holiday takes the final blow though.
And that was for the kiss.
Atta girl. But Providence still has Meacham and Cersei. Rex is upset as he reflects on how easy it was to turn against each other. Caesar, while talking to Meacham, assures him that the ends of their work will justify the means. Next up is an originally unaired episode titled Hermanos. Rex is told that he and his brother Caesar have inherited a ranch under the Salazar name. Rex tells Caesar, who blows him off to work. Instead, Rex brings Noah, Claire, and Annie brings some bad luck as per usual.
This just kind of broke off.
Somebody's gotta tape this girl's hands down to her sides. The gang is about to crash land, but Rex saves them. It's not quite as nice as the pictures look, but could have been cleaned up with some work. The place is inhabited by chickens, llamas, and a big bull Evo named Chiquito. Rex kicks the EVO out, insisting that it's his house now. Chiquito turns to his brother, Durango, who insists that they have the right to the land. Chiquito returns with a judge, telling Rex that unless he can consistently maintain the land, something that would require the work of a dozen people, the ownership rights refer back to the Bull EVO Bros. The four teenagers spend all day and all night trying to farm, and Rex discovers an underground lab with a family videotape.
One day these things are going to change the world, and you'll be there to see it.
Oh, that's sweet. This nice moment is ruined by Chiquito deciding to just set the farm on fire, which doesn't seem like it's gonna help anybody. Durango berates his brother for doing something so dumb, and a fight breaks out. Noah, Annie, and Claire take on Chiquito while Rex fights Durango. Durango points out that if Rex doesn't get his only bull to the market, he'll lose the land. But luckily, Rex can turn into a motorcycle, so they make it on time. The townsfolk cheer, and the judge tells Rex that he broke Durango's control over the town. Apparently, he's been legally swapping ranches left and right. Next is an episode titled Target Consortium. Rex is working hard with Dr. Holiday to learn how to communicate with the nanite world. He can't stay mentally linked, but can tell something big is about to happen. Meanwhile, Providence is working on their own nanite project under orders from the Consortium. Caesar reincarnates Rylander to Meacham's shock and Black Knight's satisfaction. White Knight tells his team that they were able to gain new intelligence on the Consortium with the help of the EVO Jungle Cat, a former member of the pack. Now, they have a hostage from the Consortium. White Knight tasks Rex, Six, and Jungle Cat with capturing the remaining members. Outside of the Providence research facility, Rex's team makes their move, managing to break into the base in disguise.
Black Pawn's gotta talk to their costume designer. Way too stuffy.
That's the price you pay for anonymity, Rex. Black Knight, meanwhile, is explaining her plans to the Consortium, revealing to them her single Meta Nanite. They're not impressed because they want all 5. Rex passes out for a second and is able to sense that the Meta Nanite is nearby. Six takes on a few of the black pawns while Rex looks for the nanite. Jungle Cat distracts some other pawns, allowing Rex to make a break for it and steal the Meta Nanite. Six and Rex escape, but realize that Jungle Cat is still inside, wanting revenge on Kleiss.
Now it's your turn to suffer. Paddy kitty ones, not you. Bubbles like catnip and parsnips, chap lips, hip hip hooray!
You're wasting your breath, Jungle Cat. This is a totally different guy. Rex and Six catch up to Jungle Cat. Caesar, Meacham, and Rylander show up too. Caesar insists that they're going to do the right thing, but Rex doesn't trust him anymore. A fight breaks out between the Black Pawns and Rex's team. Black Knight is able to reclaim the Meta Nanite, but thanks to Six and Jungle Cat, Rex is able to reclaim it, and they escape. The Consortium is now furious with Black Knight, blaming her for the ambush. In response, she just straight up murders one of her bosses. Guess that's one way to do it. She blames his death on the enemy and tells the rest of her bosses that she wants to take his place. Next is another unaired episode titled Enemy's Mine. There's an EVO prison riot at Providence HQ. Gatlock, Valve, No Face, and Hunter Cain have decided to join forces in order to beat Rex. Six, Bobo, and Rex are called in to help by a friendly Providence agent and start to do some battling / cleanup. They get things under control, but then the gang is told that EVO collars are shutting down in the city, letting EVOs run rampant. Yeah, maybe brainwashing collars weren't a real long-term solution. Our heroes head to the city to clean up the EVO mess. Rex hears an explosion coming from the train tracks and goes to investigate, running into Valve. They battle, and then Rex follows him into the sewer, only to find No Face, who demands a face-off. Well, the battle fight, you know what I mean. Hunter Cain finds Rex soon after, and they duke it out in the shipyard. The next day, Rex is still trying to cure EVOs city-wide. He fights Gatlock in a high school gym before getting a call from Holiday. Holiday tells Rex that his nanite count is way too high, and he needs to return to base and offload them as soon as possible.
Now? Doc, my 4 worst enemies are still on the loose. Well, my 3 worst enemies in Valve.
Poor Valve. Rex returns to the rogue base, but he's tracked by Valve, Cain, No Face, and Gatlock, wanting to attack him while he's weak. Holiday fends them off for a bit, but the bad guys reach Rex in the nanite offloading chamber, only to find out Rex isn't inside. Rex surprises them, and they engage in an epic battle. For a minute, it looks like Rex is overpowered, but Rex traps them, all of them, in a force field. Holiday tells Rex that Black Knight let the EVOs rampage on purpose to keep Rex busy, and she just secured herself a Meta Nanite. This next episode is titled Rock My World. Rex and Beverly are attending a concert for a band called the Trendbenders. While in the mosh pit, a rude fan named Sebastian shoves them out of the way, claiming claiming to be the band's very first fan. Rex asks what the guy's deal is, but it turns out Sebastian is a self-replicating EVO. But this type of guy is no problem for Rex, and he impresses a woman named JoJo who saw the whole thing. JoJo is the band's manager and offers Rex a job as their security.
I don't know. Putting up with groupies, great music, catering, the rock and roll lifestyle. Oh right, like I'm not totally in for this.
There are definitely worse jobs. The band and Rex takes a trip to Eugene, Oregon, but the job is not nearly as exciting as he was hoping until Sebastian shows up to give notes on the band's performance. Rex and Sebastian duke it out, destroying a lot of the hotel in the process. Rock bands, am I right? The fight moves to the hallway where Sebastian and his many clones chase the band in their tour bus. Rex tries to cure Sebastian. JoJo is impressed and offers him more work. It's fun at first, but kinda repetitive. And Rex starts to get bored of looking cool and being swarmed by women. JoJo books the Trendbenders for a gig on their only day off. It's a huge payout though, but it's a weirdly empty venue. Until Sebastian and his clones show up. Turns out, Rex didn't cure the EVO at the source. Sebastian attaches bombs to their ankles, forcing them to play for him and electrocuting them if they refuse. Rex starts taking down the clones one by one, remembering that the real Sebastian can't feel pain. Rex tells the band to play with maximum feedback. The screeching helps Rex find the real EVO and cure him for good before he's promptly arrested. Rex decides that the gig is way too hardcore for him, opting to go back to solely fighting EVOs. The penultimate episode of Generator Rex is called Endgame, and it's a two-parter. The episode begins with the Black Knight and her pawns breaking into the plant to steal their 3 Meta Nanites. 6, Bobo, Rex, and Holiday fight the agents in the lab, but Black Knight appears, revealing that she's a super strong EVO. She calls herself the new and improved version of Rex. They fight for a little bit before Black Knight brings in Feekins, disabling Rex's powers. They're about to shoot Rex when Kleiss stops them, saying that Rex has the 5th Meta Nanite inside of him. Rex is restrained and sedated. While he's unconscious, the Meta Nanite has a message for him.
Complete. 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 Complete.
Okay, I get it. How?
Yeah, nanites. Why do you have to be so cryptic? Rex wakes up to see Caesar, Kleiss, Feekins, and Meacham hovering over him. Black Knight suggests killing Rex and extracting the Meta Nanite, but Caesar notes that would destroy it.
The nanite is tied to his DNA. Simply pulling it out of him would ruin the nanite.
And me too, remember?
Yeah, don't forget about your brother, Caesar. Rex is brought to the cyclotron by Kleiss before Caesar asks for a moment alone with his brother. Caesar swears he's doing the right thing, but Rex is furious. Caesar turns on the cyclotron, and Rex uses all his mental strength to prevent the 5 Meta Nanites from merging. The machines, which Kleiss tampered with while no one was looking, begin to smoke. They turn off and Rex collapses. The Consortium leaves their pods as well, all turned into powerful robots. The Consortium robots fight Rex before deciding they would be better off merging together to fight him. They morph into a giant robot, seemingly led by Black Knight, and quickly knock out Rex. Providence ships arrive just in time to blast the Consortium, distracting it while 6 gets Rex into the ship and retreating. But according to Black Knight, the world is now theirs. And now for the series finale of Generator Rex, Endgame Part 2. It begins with Black Knight narrating her side of the story, saying the Consortium's goals include revenge, wealth, power, fame, order, but mostly greed. The Consortium has taken over many cities by this point, with no one around to stop them. Meacham is voicing his frustrations with the Consortium, remarking that they are no better than prisoners.
The world is being taken over by nanite-fueled ex-CEO psychos, and they still act like they're running a business.
I mean, at least he's starting to realize how bad the situation is, I guess. The scientists are called into a meeting where they're berated by their bosses for not giving them enough nanite power. Kleiss promises that he can fix the problem. Back at Providence HQ, Rex is being scanned by Holiday. He'll be okay. His nanites are repairing him. When he wakes up, Rex wants to be turned back into a giant robot like he was on the day 6 found him. 6 says that using this power could result in Rex losing his memory, or worse. Conflicted, Rex talks to Noah about it.
I wish I could get some kind of sign. Anything.
Holy crap, Rex has never made a basket before. There's your sign, dude. Rex returns to the Consortium to finish what he started. Rex transforms into a giant robot, knowing that it's the only chance he's got. While they fight, Rex starts to remember moments from his childhood with his parents, Kleiss, Black Knight, and Caesar. The fight ends in an explosion, with Rex ending up in a crater unharmed. The Consortium returns to the lab to enhance their powers while Kleiss shaves his facial hair. Rex and his friends follow them into the laboratory, but the door is locked. Kleiss tells the Consortium that he never intended to let them keep their powers, and plans to absorb the Meta Nanites himself. He enters the chamber to absorb their powers, but the machine fails, destroying Kleiss's mechanical arm. Rex punches his way into the room and attempts to talk to the Meta Nanite. He succeeds, making him the most powerful entity in the universe. Rex enters the nanite reactor, sending out a wave of energy to permanently cure all unstable EVOs. Rex then deactivates the Meta Nanites, preventing anyone from ever using them again.
So much was at stake.
We're good. And we'll always be brothers.
But most importantly, Rex and Caesar are family again, and Rex reunites with his old friends. A Providence ship flies about the city with Rex, Six, and Bobo on board. An alarm goes off, and they see a villain attacking the city with a giant robot.
There's always going to be something, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
And that was the end of Generator Rex. Until 2021, that is, with the release of Ben Gen 10. Ben Gen 10 is a movie-length special featuring characters from Ben 10 and Generator Rex. It opens in Washington, D.C., where a 10-year-old Ben Tennyson, as Heat Blast, is fighting a sorcerer named Hex. He wins the fight, but gets upset at the realization that summer vacation is almost over.
Education important. Yeah, right. President Washington, you fought for freedom with your crew. Wasn't that better than school?
You know, I really don't buy that the American Revolution was easier than 5th grade math. Ben is about to chomp down on a s'more when a 10-year-old Rex and Bobo snatch it from him. Ben chases after them as Cannonbolt, but Rex thinks he's an EVO. He generates his sword arm, surprising himself even. Guess his powers are pretty new at this point. While Rex and Cannonbolt fight it out, Rex accidentally infuses the Omnitrix with nanites, causing all of the humans in the area around him to turn into aliens. Seeing the commotion, Agent 6 drops in to help. He defeats a few tourists before trying to take Ben into custody, but both Ben and Rex have darted off. 2 peas in a pod these guys are. Ben and 6 destroy a few parts of the Jefferson Memorial when Rex shows up to fight 6 instead.
Under Providence protection, you'll make a perfect asset.
I'm not an asset. Now get off!
Considering how little he is, Rex is really holding his own. Both boys are now being threatened by Providence, so they team up to fight until Hex shows up and makes things way worse, turning all of the aliens into his minions. Ben transforms into Accelerate and dashes off, taking Bobo and Rex with him. Back in Ben's family trailer, the boys open up to each other. Rex's parents just died in the nanite event, and he's on the run from Providence and 6. Rex tries to fix Ben's watch, but he doesn't know what he's doing and runs away. Ben, meanwhile, gets into a fight with Alien Gwen and Alien Grandpa Max, who are taking orders from Hex. Rex feels guilty about breaking the watch and causing this mess and decides to join the fight. Hex is fascinated by Rex and wants him captured. Ben, however, is not so sure about Rex and starts fighting him. Providence and 6 drop in to fight the aliens and snatch up Rex, but Hex sends his aliens after them. Soon, Hex, 6, Rex, Bobo, and Ben, as Humongosaur, are battling it out in a museum. 6 tells Hex to stop his transformations, but Hex puts it all on Rex. The battle continues outside, and Rex continues to be surprised how his new powers work.
Whoa! What else can you do?
No clue, but I'm gonna keep doing it until I get it right!
That's the spirit, Rex. Ben and Rex work together to fix the Omnitrix, turning the aliens back into their human selves. They also seriously kick Hex's butt, and he's taken away by Providence. Now that was the entire story of Generator Rex, from start to finish, at least for now, that is. Do you think this series has a chance of getting another reboot? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.